What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and I am back with another video. Bacon grease. One more time. So, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully, cross your fingers for your boys. Put it into this appeal. I need a motherfucking shade too. God damn. I put it into this appeal for uh to dispute the flag on my channel, so I can go back doing my video live. This has been a dope video for me to do live. But also, I was thinking about maybe just make up a separate channel that I can, live stream from, just until this shit blow over. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm still gonna be giving you guys content on my channel. I ain't gonna let that shit stop me. Anyway, also too, when it comes down to big game or small talk, still be doing the podcast Sunday. I'm waiting for YouTube and them to reach back out to me. But like I said, we will be doing a show podcast. It will be pre-recorded, and what we do is we're going to leave a couple topics on Twitter. You guys, Food Rock, I was on Twitter, and you can answer your question to us, on Twitter, and we will answer your questions during the show. And then as soon as after the show is over, upload it straight to YouTube. You know what I mean? Anyway, on to today's video. It's a lot I don't want to talk about. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do a video for a few minutes. I got to go back down to my grandmother's house. Grandmother's not feeling well, so I got to go down there, check on her for a second. But, and this is, to me, I think this is funny as hell. But I told you guys, you know what I mean? Steam did a survey. Valve did a survey. Steam Valve did a survey about 3 years ago. And the Wii U was more powerful than most gaming rigs, you know what I mean? And like, damn, the Wii U was like, damn, that's crazy as hell. So there's a new article out right now. Only 34% of Steam users run their games at 1080p. So that means all this resolution shit gets blown way out of fucking proportion. Most of these gaming people, like quote unquote PC elitists, can't even run games in 1080p. So in fact, the Xbox One and PS4 is more powerful than their gaming rig. Now it kind of makes it Microsoft. I see where they're going with this, with the whole Windows 10 and and having their games on Windows 10 and the Xbox One, all these features that will appeal to quote unquote PC gamers, because 9 times out of 10 the Xbox One is more powerful than their gaming rig. You know what I mean? If they can get the things that they love, I see it now. If Microsoft can also offer them the things that they love about playing on PC on their console, and for a cheaper price of $350, $300, so Microsoft may snag a lot of the PC gamers, Windows gamers, you know what I mean, and get them on. Because not the fact that you're going to have some of the Xbox One games, they're not going to be on PC, they're going to be in the Windows store on Windows 10, and that's Microsoft's same ecosystem. And I read another article. Actually, Phil Spencer said they're not losing this generation, they actually winning, because they have the bigger install base between the 360, the Xbox One, and Windows users. You know what I mean? They have the biggest install base. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, only 34% of Steam users run their games at 1080p. It says here, a year ago, this article was about how only a third of Steam users ran their games at 1080p. Very small percentage of the Steam user base had the capabilities to run multi-monitor setups or 2K, 4K, or 8K setups. A year later, the percentage made some significant moves in various categories. In July 15th, the hardware survey was released by Valve. It indicates some interesting trends when compared to the hardware survey of last year, and that the article that there was a lot of butthurt over the fact that not everyone gaming on PC had the capabilities to run their games at 920 by 1080p, something that Sony has been pushing hard for in their marketing for their $400 console. Check it out. In fact, 100% of PS4 owners will be able to play any advertised games that they confirmed to run natively 1080p, whereas PC gamers will only with the necessary hardware will be able to match that feat. Wow, like I said, in result, we find out just how many that actually is. According to the hardware survey, only 34.72% of PC gamers run their primary display at 1080p as indicated in the image below. Mm. Last year, around the same time, the number was at 32.89%. That's a 1.83 year-over-year increase in 1080p adoption rate. The highest in the 2014 survey was a laptop resolution of 1366 by 768, which with 25.60 of the share. This year, 1366 by 768 resolution is still in second place with 26.61%. Most of these motherfuckers are playing their game sub motherfucking 720p. God damn. What's interesting is that a year ago, 1600 by 900 also referred to 900p when applied to progressive scan monitors on television has actually dropped this year compared to last year. But you know, which is anyway. Getting back, this fuck all this. You know, I'm gonna keep talking about percentages and stuff. The goals that tell you that this all this blown out resolution. I'm running this and I'm running that. Nah, most of these motherfucking PC gamers are playing games sub 720p. You know what I mean? Not even 1080p. You know what I mean? And which is crazy. What they really need, like I said, now it's starting to make sense to me. While Microsoft, hold on, hey Grandma, I'll be down there in about 25 minutes. Hold on, I ain't got my headphones in. Hold up. Just going live here in effect. I gotta go check my grandma. Grandma, I'll be down there in about 25 minutes, Grandma. I'm finishing this video. Alright. Yeah, told her to go check on Graham Dukes. Anyway, so like I said, at the end of the day, now I can see why Microsoft wants everyone in the same ecosystem. He was saying like, well, PC gamers are never going to get a Xbox One, this, that, and the other. I'm not so sure now. You know what I mean? If Microsoft can, close the gap and have them now, when it's about, them putting their games not on PC, like I said, they're putting it on Windows. It's going to be inside the Windows 10 inside their store. You better buy most likely Gears or whatever, Halo or whatever the case may be. Phil Spencer, I think, did an article interview was GameSpot or whatever the case, and they were saying that Quantum Break, Scalebound, all that. He said no, those aren't coming to PC. He said only when it makes sense, But I don't, like I said, you got Gears of War Ultimate, coming out to PC. I don't know if they have a release date, but again, most motherfuckers, like I said in the day, you can't afford these graphics cards, these $300, $400, $500 graphics cards, but they can buy an Xbox One and they getting better graphics on the Xbox One, the majority of them, than they are getting on the PC. You know what I mean? More features, better games, better exclusives. Now it makes sense to me why Microsoft was trying to put, they consider it as one whole ecosystem, and Microsoft doesn't consider itself as being in second place. They actually consider itself as being in first place because you got the 360, the Xbox One, and Windows 10 users, all one ecosystem. You know what I mean? Prime example, you take Nintendo. They put out Smash Brothers, right? Right, Smash Brothers Wii U. They also put out Smash Brothers on the 3DS. It's still considered an exclusive, right? You understand what I'm saying? It's not like they put these games inside the Steam store. No, they put them inside the Windows 10 store. You know what I mean? So it started to make sense to me. Killer Instinct is coming to the Windows 10 store. You know what I mean? So most of these guys are not going to be able to play this game at 720p. So you know what? Let me get me a motherfucking Xbox One and have the same features as far as Windows 10, Katana, and all that shit here on my console. And then being able to play my PC games, stream them to my Xbox One or vice versa. That is dope shit. And now it's starting to make sense to me. So the rest of you motherfucking weirdos who run around talking about all this resolution and shit, it doesn't make sense. Because the majority of gamers are not even playing games in 1080p, period. These consoles are running games at a higher resolution than most of you PC gamers are playing in. How you say men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, man. Proof is right there in the pudding. Numbers do not lie. You know what I mean? Like I said, I did it when I did that video about the Wii U being more powerful than most motherfuckers gaming rigs. A lot of you PC jokers call me anything but a child of God. There it is again. Most of these motherfuckers are playing games. So, like I said, people be having these old ass rigs. Now you know why there was so much hate and debate over what gaming rig I had or what. Like I said, my first build that I bought, I paid a little more than $4,000 for it. I'm not a PC dude. I mean, I like the simplicity of consoles. You know what I mean? When I had one Titan in it, you know what I mean? The problem with that first build that I got, sad to say, first time I was playing the game, I installed Fraps. I had some bad. It was a bad RAM stick or something because the shit kept giving me the boot screen to death. It kept fucking up. I called them. Don't ever listen. Word of advice: if you ever want to buy a gaming PC, do not deal with iBuyPower. Bullshit. Go to Origin PC. They're much better. Look, you know what I mean? I guess the price is about comparable, but Origin PC builds top-notch fucking rigs. Anyway, back to what I was saying. You know, I had me personally had a very bad experience with gaming on PC. I had a faulty RAM chip or something. I had to send it back. Took about 3 weeks. Finally got it back. Then I'm playing motherfucking Splinter Cell Blacklist. I hear boom, the goddamn power supply blew up. I'm like, what the fuck is? I'm like, yo, I ain't know what the fuck. I thought this shit was so fucking loud. I thought the transistor blew the fuck outside. Called it right back. Like, yo, I'm playing this bitch. Something exploded. They were like, yeah, calm down, it's your power supply. You know what I mean? And it was just, you know what I mean? Then I got another rig, but it's neither here. But I got a rig right here. And I got two 980s Ti's in that motherfucker right. I haven't, like I said, installed Windows 10 on it. But I'm not a PC dude. I will always be a console dude. I love the simplicity of console. So all these people talking about PC master race, most of you guys, PCs are not any stronger than my Xbox One. I originally bought this shit here for my son. But he was fucking up in school, you know what I mean? So it's still, I was gonna take his rig, and he had a 690, because I ended up just use it maybe to render some videos or whatever the case may be. But I use a Mac for most of that shit here, you know what I mean? But that's what I'm telling you guys. All that resolution, this 900p, this, that. Leave all that. Just enjoy these games. And like I said, to you PC dudes, like, come on, stop it. You know what I mean? A lot of you motherfuckers ain't maxing these games out. That's what I'm seeing. Now you see why these motherfuckers, these quote unquote, these guys that play on rigs, you know, they claim. Look at Bond, and you know, another thing, I'm done with all that back. Like I said, I ain't doing that shit no more. You know, not on my main channel. You know what I mean? They can finish howling at the moon. You know what I mean? Fuck how I don't want to do no more of that. Let's meet up in real life. You know what I mean? Word up. Let's meet at the box read. The winner get $20,000 or some shit like that. Let's have fun with it. You know what I mean? I know you ain't got no bread, but let's do some shit like, let's meet up in real life in the ring, you know what I mean? Word up. Who lasts more than 4 rounds with me? Boxing, we'll just bump to you 5,000. Let's do that. Accept that challenge. Other than that, I don't want to hear about I'm done with all that, man. I'm done. Got my channel all fucked up. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm done with all that shit, man. Back to doing what I do best, man. Bang, bang, big game of small talk, bacon grease. Bacon grease. One more time. Bacon beast. Now I'm starting to see Microsoft's vision because most of these motherfuckers don't have powerful rigs, you know what I mean? And you can still get your Dotas, you can still get all that shit on your X-Plate, on your Xbox One. Why not get an Xbox One and it's more powerful than your rig, man? Numbers don't lie, man. But anyway, this is your boy Next Gen 720, and as I always say, bang, bang. The balls are in your hand. You comping cocksucker. Motherfucker, dick pullers. I'm out of here, man. Peace.